It sun don't go down anymore until like 9 o'clock at night over here in South Florida.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good.
same thing over here, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. That's why you take it to the basement.
All right, everybody quiet. We're streaming.
How's it, everyone? Welcome back. This is the Mac Coast to Coast Show. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you know when we go live. Here's your host, Brian McLemara.
I don't think anybody's sharing the sound.
The internet.
Oh, hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Matt Coast to Coast Show. We sure have missed you guys. I just got out of jail last night, and we're ready to crank the store back up again. Anyways, we got a fantastic guest for this week. Who we got, Tim?
We got a great guy, man. His name's Donnie Autofaro, and he's the founder of Future Six. What's up, Donnie? What's cracking, brother?
He's not here yet. He's not here yet.
Oh, he's not here yet? Oh,
He's not
I
here
thought
yet.
he was already here.
We
Oh,
haven't
my bad.
introduced him.
Oh, my bad.
I got a different
Anyway,
screen, man.
We're
What's
gonna put
going
him
on,
back,
boys?
we're gonna put that genie back in the bottle. Put it back in the
All right.
bottle.
So what's going on, boys? How you guys been, man? It's been a couple weeks.
It sure has.
guys
My
doing
lawyer
all right?
my lawyer just let me out, so I should be good. Should be good to start doing the show again.
I told you to put the top down when you start playing around in your car.
Oh yeah,
Mm,
I should have listened, but that's me. I'm a Mac. I don't listen.
yeah, I know the feeling.
What's going on with you, Razzle? How's the house?
Yeah. Not too good.
Yeah, well.
No
that's-
details.
It's gonna be in mediation now. Let's put it that way.
Oh, that's horrible. So, I mean, at least you guys have living space. You can stay there. I guess you there right now, right?
Yeah, I'm actually sitting on the bed that's right in the middle of the room.
All right.
We call it the motel.
Oh, cool.
Pretty awesome. Yeah.
I think that's probably a new wave. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm trying to get beds put in at work.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
I'll
guess-
put one. Maybe I'll put one behind the valet desk at my job, and we can lay down for a little while, take a nap.
Mm.
I guess if I get bored with the show, I'll just lay back and pass out.
I hope you pass out. I hope that's the option you do pick. Of the many options that you have when you lay back.
We did
Yeah,
a little different opening on this show. Are we gonna do Raz's Reels this week?
Yes, we are going to do Raz's
Are
Reels.
we doing
In fact,
Donnie Autofaro first, or
well, that's a great question. All questions for inquiring minds that want to find out. But first, let's go ahead and give a shout out to the sponsors. Brand Ready Media. If you're looking for video production, get Brand Ready. Get ready with it. And Brotherhood 808 clothing. You know, if you want to look like you're from Hawaii, buy this stuff.
Yeah.
and just shoot Shaka?
Hey, and by the way, thanks everybody for the support on the new gear. Check it out, brotherhood808.com. I'll put it in the description. Appreciate it. Subscribe to the Matt Coast to Coast show too. We
Did you guys-
appreciate it.
Did you guys get any Brotherhood thongs like I had recommended last time?
Oh yeah, I was gonna put the logo right on. Yeah, that's
Got
I'm
the
working on that.
handshake right about the nut area.
Right on the beanbag. That's what I'm talking about.
This would be
Yes,
hot,
sir.
dude.
Uh-huh.
That'd probably be the best seller.
Especially in Europe.
All right, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into some of our real good stuff. Let's go check out Raz's Reels.
All right, guys. I forgot what I put on there. It's been a couple weeks, but here we go. Raz's Reels.
Raz's Reels.
It's Raz.
That is me.
Raz's Reels.
Oh, Reel 1 by Fail
I
Army.
would put my other glasses on so I can see.
Body
here it
once told me
Oh.
the world is
Oh,
Oh, like the guy sliding right underneath the
Body once
wooden
told me
jack.
the world is
Yeah, that dude's knocked out right there, dude.
Yeah.
Body once told me
Get
the
out of the guy's
world
way.
is gone.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna hurt tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah,
reel
gotta
number
be-
2, mountain biking, Igneo. So what's going on with this?
Oh, this is just like reminded me of me back in the day when we used to put the milk carton with the piece of wood.
Oh, this is not going to look good. Oh, brutal.
Speaking of jail,
Oh, this is brutal.
you got
Here we go.
slightly impaled on that one. You'll feel that one when you get to our age, that's for sure.
All right, here we go.
Adrenaline addicts. Oh, I just thought this one was cool. This guy's so smooth here.
Damn.
I'm coming in.
Pretty rad. He gets style points for that one too.
Oh, we got a 4th reel. By
Two
Pomeranian
Pomeranian
Trouble.
Trouble. Oh, this one. Watch the guy's D here. Watch.
Tick, boom. We're bringing the noise. Baby, we're bringing the tick, tick, boom. We're bringing the noise.
Oh man. Ow,
Yeah,
that
there's
one
the
hurts to
ACL.
watch.
We're bringing the
There's the
noise.
old ACL out there, buddy.
Oh, that's painful.
See.
Oh,
Oh, we got
5th
5, dude.
Karen
just keep
Clementi,
coming.
7. Oh yeah, here you go. This girl up there by Alabama by the old hunting
Two
camp.
hands, go, girl. Don't let go.
Zip lining.
Feet up for it. Two hands,
Oh,
go, go,
no.
girl.
Yeah. Hold on, don't let
Oh,
go.
Don't let go.
Yeah. You forgot to tie that knot tighter on the other side down there.
Yeah.
Oh, 6
Oh,
of them.
no.
Damn it.
Oh, wow, man. That's
That's
a,
Yeah.
reeling. Oh, I love this ramp, man. I just thought it was really cool looking ramp. Hopefully we have some sound with it.
Oh man.
Yeah, he hit
that
that
looks
sucker pretty good.
painful.
I think that's about it on the Raz's Reels this week, guys.
Right on,
Wow,
right on. I like them. Oh,
Oh, my
Oh, one more.
God.
Damn, I was
Yeah, we
going
got-
wild, wasn't I? Shit.
man.
3 weeks to gather. Oh, this one's a short one.
Oh, man.
I like when the pro hits, he kicks out like 2 feet. Almost like he had a spring in that fro or something.
Oh,
Pretty
my
awesome.
God.
Yeah, right on. I like the Raz's Reels. That was nice.
All right.
Yeah,
thank you,
boy.
thank
That was
you, thank
nice.
you. Let me put regular.
Well, hey, let's get right to it, man. Let's introduce our guest this week, man. We're gonna bring on Donnie Autofaro. Great guy. Donnie, you in there, brother? What's cracking?
What's going on, boys? How are ya?
Yeah, good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent, all things considered, except I do have a little pain in my knee, in my back, and I feel like I got splinters after watching all of Raz's Reels.
Yeah, he
man.
had some painful ones this week, man. That was some.
Yeah,
Woo.
this
I
is
cringed.
all guts and no glory this week.
I cringed. Yeah, a little bit like ridiculousness and jackass rolled up into one. Makes you good.
Yeah.
So what's been happening, Donnie? I heard you had some crazy things going with Future 6 and in your life.
Yeah, man. You know, some things happened last year that were a major surprise. Timing was a little weird, almost like fate had its way with me and with the organization itself. COVID obviously, as it's affected everybody, really murdered our organization through 2020, and really not expecting COVID to obviously still be an issue last year in 2021, which it was. And when we had wrote out our schedule for last year for the surf camps for kids with disabilities, obviously you guys remember that's what Future 6 does. The whole Delta variant thing kicked in the summer, and that's when we run our program. So again, we had 9 scheduled events and we ran 1, and we had to cancel the whole year again off of COVID. Unfortunately, the kids we work with, they have immunodeficiencies, and it's a high risk environment for them. So after 2 years of that, and we were spending a ton of money to try to stay above water in our community, and then not able to attain the sponsor dollars that kept us going year after year because of COVID. I turned to my guys back in June and said, look, we got two choices: dissolve at the end of the year, or one of you guys, or some of you guys can step up and kind of take this over, because I need a break. I've been doing it for a little over 10 years, and it was super stressful environment to where COVID turned this into not fun anymore. And that was, when you follow your life's dreams, work is not work. It's fun. And it was starting to take a toll on me mentally and physically. And oddly enough, one of my board members and longtime friends, Jesse Robinson, stepped up and decided he was going to take over the organization. We would take 2022 to kind of fizzle down and figure out how to reinvent it for 2023. So tides will change a little bit for Future Six going into next year, and I'll stay on as what's referred to as a registered agent, meaning on the back burner, kind of helping him along the way do the reinvention stuff. But will always have a place in my heart. I'll never leave it behind 100%. I'll always do what I can for it. So that happened. And then in October, you guys know I work with, I helped co-found the Eco Pro Surf Series. This is a Florida Pro Surfing Series event here, and has grown humongously over the last 5 years. We're now, this year in 2022, in season 6, year 6. And on my way home in October 24th, I'll never forget the date. I had a really, really bad cough and started coughing up blood. And I had COVID back in August. I had the Delta variant. My wife and I were really, really ill from the Delta variant. And I had a cough that lingered for all those months. And so all of August, September, and all the way through October. So originally we thought I had coughed up a lung nodule, and come to find out I had a stage 3 tumor. So that stopped everything. That decided a whole lot of stuff in my life and my wife's life last year. And so, yeah, things changed got real crazy. I got the official stage 2 cancer call the day after Thanksgiving on November 25th, and started chemo and radiation the week of Christmas. I had to do Monday through Friday radiation on the first floor, and every Thursday go up to the third floor for chemotherapy. And I did that for 6.5 weeks, which was the first half of my treatment cycle. And I was supposed to take a break and then have another 6-week treatment cycle. But your boy kicked cancer where the sun don't shine. And on March 11th, I got the partial remission call, which means there was no more cancer evident in my body, no more chemo, no more radiation. And I started immunotherapy right away. Last week, I just finished my 3rd round of immunotherapy. I've got a year of that, but there is no more cancer in me, and things are good. So healthy, happy.
Wow, man, that's amazing, man. Right on, bro. I'm stoked for you, bro. Yeah.
They appreciate it, guys. In fact, I just got home Sunday. We had our first amateur event for the Eco Pro Surf Series called the Phenom Grom, which is also now a charitable organization under Waves of Impact. So that's something cool we can talk about in a little while too, for sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. So I just wanted to ask you, man, when you got that news and then, you find that out, it's like, wow, it's just like, you can't believe that happened to you, and then for you to fight it like you did. And, man, I'm so happy that it worked out for you, man. It's
a wild feeling, but, unfortunately, and for me, talking about it is, and being open about it, a lot of folks that have cancer, have had cancer, or had a family member, they really keep it to themselves. And in the beginning of this, I could truly understand why. It's really tough when you're a cancer patient because it's the same thing from everybody. So everybody wants to help, and they're always saying, hey, how are you doing? What can I do? And honestly, we don't really know. The cancer patient is best if you just kind of show up and do anything. I felt the best when I had a random friend just come to the house and hang out with me for a little while, because I really couldn't do much. But through radiation and chemo, I had no immune system. But there were some friends of mine threw together this big benefit event for me back in March, and so my name was attached to it. So at the end of February, I really didn't have a choice but to kind of go public with it, because soon it got posted and I got tagged. There was a whole lot of phone calls, and at the end of the day, I'm never complaining about that. Because a lot of people cared enough to reach out to me to ask what they can do to help, which was fantastic. And that kind of made me realize maybe I should be a little bit more of an advocator and a little bit more outspoken with this, so that people should understand that they're not alone. and they can talk about it, and they can have plenty of family and friends that care enough to show up and show out and continue treating you like a human being, like you're not some sick patient, and help you get through your day. For me, emotionally was, I don't want to say prepared for this, but my mom's had cancer for years now that she's been fighting with it. So while it didn't come as a shock to me as far as like, oh my God, what do I do? I kind of, when the doctor said, hey, this is what's happening, I looked at my wife and we brushed our shoulders off and said, what's the program? What do we got to do to beat this thing? I wasn't going to go down lightly, that's for sure. And I don't think anybody here would either. So I was ready for the battle, for sure.
Yeah, I was watching your stuff. I'm sorry, Raz. I was watching your stuff on Facebook and everything. And man, you're very, what do you call it? You bring us spirits up, and I know a lot of people care about you, and you had a lot of followers and people that were with you through the battle, man. And inspirational person, man. It's awesome that you got through it.
That was the raddest part, I think. The first time that I actually went public with it, I did a Facebook Live video because the day before, when I got tagged in the event page for my benefit, it was just phone calls, and I was like, whoa, it was overwhelming. And the messaging that came through, and the Facebook and social media DMs. So I had just said, hey, next day, whatever, 8 o'clock, if you care, chime in and want to know what's actually happening with me, then I'll explain it all from A to Z. And that's what I did. There was a few hundred people that chimed in live, which was, a shocker to my wife, and I sat right next to me the whole time with her hand on my shoulder. And, without her, I don't know how I would have, I don't know how I would have handled it. She definitely was the one that was never like, oh, is it okay? She was like, come on, like, you can't close out on this thing. You got to beat it. You know what I mean? She was the motivator behind me for sure. That kept me, like the whole knuckle up buttercup attitude just came from her, and it worked out. That's how I operated, and she knew it. So that's what did it.
Wow.
Well, it's great. You have a wife that's supportive, and that helps a lot. And I understand what you're talking about people. You don't want to act like you don't appreciate it all, but you don't want to feel like a cancer victim, and you don't want to tell the story 1,000 times and relive it in your mind. And so, thank God that you're in remission and everything. That's awesome.
Yeah, the cancer was wild. Like, it was stage 3 lung cancer, and it was in such a weird place. I guess average, most people with lung cancer, a tumor goes, the base or the bottom of the bronchial tube. I keep pointing here because this is where it was on my left side, or you get tumors throughout the actual lung organ. And this tumor was so far up my bronchial tube, it was within 1.5 inches of actually being called throat cancer. So it was right where your esophagus branches off to the bronchial tube. It was right there. So really, I mean, the chemo was, believe it or not, I didn't take to the chemo as bad as I had maybe mentally brought myself to think it was going to be. I mean, don't get me wrong, I had the nausea and some of the side effects like cold and some of the nerve pains and neuropathy, but the radiation is what got me, and it kept me from eating for 5.5 weeks because I had what's called esophagitis, which was like literally the worst sunburn from being out surfing all day you can imagine, right on that bronchial tube. So that was that was the toughest part to get over. But all in all, I mean, I had some really rad, doctors and a really awesome medical team that was great. So I don't wish this on anybody, and but anybody that has it should be open and should talk about it, because you need that positive reinforcement from the closest people in your life, and I'm lucky to have that. I think anybody that does have that should be counting their blessings for sure. Yeah.
Right. Hey, what are you doing over there, Brian? You're kind of quiet today, dude. What up?
Shopping on Amazon or Best Buy somewhere.
I didn't mean to bore you, Brian.
No, dude, I'm listening. Man, you guys are dicks.
He's wishing the bed was behind him.
You guys are dicks, man. Don't listen to these guys, man. They're just messing with me. I was just so into it. I'm trying not to cry, so I'm looking at pictures of Dan online, so that that's what I do. That's what I do. Whenever I get too excited or too emotional, I look at pictures of my old buddy Dan.
Oh my God. You and Dan, bro.
That'll straighten you right out.
Get a room.
Yeah, but that's a very inspiring story, man. I got to tell you, I think that story could bring a lot of hope to a lot of people, because that's my mom got lung cancer, and she, it was a very strange time, and she died pretty quick after the diagnosis, and we didn't know what was happening, and you'd get these stories from different people. I had all those people. I don't know. Have you ever heard of those people that sell those alkaline water treatment things?
Yeah.
I've
Right,
seen the
so-
machines.
Yeah. So this lady's like she saved her life from cancer by drinking the alkaline water. I was trying to sell my parents like a $3,000 one.
Yeah.
And I was like, when you're in that vulnerable state, you're willing to do whatever, anything. And so anyways, I think it's a really great true story about somebody succeeding against the odds. So
I'll tell you, Brian, like what you just said, you kind of nailed it, because I knew people that sell those water systems as well. And it's actually for no matter what kind of cancer you have, having an alkaline body is actually super important to cancer remission, along with all the diet. I'm really lucky. I have a very good friend of mine I used to work with in the motorcycle industry for years. Actually lives in your neck of the woods, named Ivan Allen. And Ivan sent me a really nice little gift package. He sent me these hard candies that have something in it that helps curb nausea. But the best thing was he sent me the Beat Cancer Diet book. And that changed a lot, obviously, through my treatment program on how I was eating.
Right.
Because, the hospital, they gave me a dietitian, but I couldn't believe, like, anybody here, Raj, you're in the medical industry, a little bit, like, the one thing you don't do with cancer is have anything that's high in sugar. And I could not believe on the paperwork from the dietitian, there was stuff in there that was high in sugar. And it was just like crazy to me. So I knew from my mom which diet to have, but anybody that does not know will actually follow the hospital's lead. And man, you're just basically feeding cancer at that point when you're on a diet that doesn't eliminate starches that turn into sugar, carbs. I mean, it's crazy. So I was for a while.
So that reminds me, what we should do is we should reach out to a hospital dietitian, and then somebody on the other side of the coin, and let's get a discussion going and see what the hell the deal is. Because how can you have such wildly varying opinions? And that's where I think people get into they're scared and they get into a problem. It's like, jump off this way, don't jump off that way. Like, so I think that would be a good show.
I think a lot of times they're afraid to go against the norm and try new things, and we've gotten away from a lot of natural medicines we've used, our ancestors used, and now it's almost like force fed to these people, and if they don't go by that regimen, then they don't get paid. I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I mean,
anybody that could you ever, listening, watching this show, that themselves has had cancer, has a family or a friend, family member or friend, I will tell you, a cancer patient's best friend is anything extraordinarily high in amino acids, and that includes certain peptides. And you should definitely look up peptides with the NIH's website, because there are some that they just don't tell you about. They're out there, and they're miracle. I'm not saying miracle cures, but I was on some stuff that helped me just get through the side effects so that I could still work. Like, I never skipped a beat. I worked 4 out of the 5 days a week through chemo and radiation, and there's a lot of stuff out there that I took to help me get through that. So,
wow, that's awesome, man. I mean, I'd love to know what all what you took, because for you to get through what you got through, man, you must have really did a good job at, your diet and everything you're talking about. I'd love for you to share that with us, man. I mean,
You said it was stage 4, right?
stage 3, right?
Stage 3.
Okay.
they gave me stage 3B, actually. I didn't even know there was an A and a B and all that stuff until they gave it to me. But stage 3B is what I had. And it was non-small cell, which if you're, I hate to say, if you're going to have cancer, that's what you want, because while it's really aggressive, it's also the most treatable. And I did have a hot tumor. So it needed, treatment plans and everything needed to happen right away. But I had through some feuding with my health insurance and stuff, we finally got it rolling. I should have been getting treatment in the beginning of December, but there's a lot of insurance mumbo jumbo going on, which is horrible. I mean, that was probably honestly, dealing with the insurance in the beginning to get my chemo approved was more stressful than having cancer to begin with, to be quite honest with
Right.
you. So, but I'd be happy to share any information. I'll send you guys a lot of info. No problem, man, for sure. And definitely some links for you guys to read up on some stuff that's amazing.
And you
out
know,
there.
your diet that you're on now, probably like you've changed your whole life, you know, I mean, the way
Yeah.
you eat now, everything, you know, you see stuff like you were talking about, like, you know, rice and everything that we eat every day. We don't realize it has so much sugar in it. You know, you eat an apple, all this stuff has so much sugar in it, even though it seems healthy, but you know,
Well,
you're still
your body changes it to sugar.
right. That's what I mean.
And
Breaks
certain
down the
sugars
sugar.
that actually are good. There are certain fruits like berries, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries. They all have natural sugars, but those are going to be way better to eat than a
It's-
banana or an apple.
It's
just
the
how your body eats.
it's the refined sugars.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's what Daryl talked about that time when we had
Right.
him on here.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. So, man,
Yeah,
what?
raw vegan is obviously the absolute best way to go. And if nobody's ever done that type of diet before, it's really, really hard to do. But obviously, something rich in fish and seafood is really big. Tonight's menu is bok choy and grouper. It's delicious. It doesn't have to be horrible. You know what I mean? So
Right.
my wife and I love cooking together at home, so we made the
You
best
know,
out of that stuff.
That's an interesting idea. It doesn't have to be horrible.
Yeah, that sounds like a name of a new company.
That sounds like the name of that's going to be on my gravestone.
Speaking of the NIH website, but go on there and Google cancer and the horse wormer. I don't want to say the name.
That,
Right.
Yeah. Google those together and see what pops up. It's pretty interesting. I was looking at it last night, actually.
Really?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, Donnie, you look great, man. I'm so happy for you, bro, that I heard the news and I was bummed for you, bro. So I started watching your little live things you were putting on social
Yeah.
media. You know, man, you're a inspirational guy, bro. I know you touch a lot of kids with your company and you're into helping people, and for that to happen to you and then to have everybody reach out to you like they did and care for you like that, it probably felt good to get the love back, you know?
It was a tremendous feeling that I just never had an expectation of, which makes it even more special for me because I didn't have to ask nobody for nothing. It just happened, and that's the first time. It's funny, all the years of running Future Six, at the end of the year, we would have a little bit of a budget left over, so I could run a little bit of like an end of year, almost like a Christmas party for our core volunteers and my board of directors, because nobody got paid. This was all
Right.
volunteer stuff. So the least I could do was make sure I could get something at our local spot in Boynton Beach, Florida, at places like this spot we used to go to all the time called Banana Boat. And they throw out some fresh tuna, some sushi, some seafood, to some really amazing food. And I would do an award ceremony for all of our staff members. And, my staff would be like, hey, where's your award? And it's like, I make the awards for you guys. I'm not going to make my own award. So, here we go.
Right.
And so I've never done that. And I've never been that guy. I've never asked for nothing back. To me, operating the charity was as rewarding watching my team be happy and their lives get better as much as it was helping those kids. There were
Right.
people that came to volunteer and worked on our group that, will tell me that Future Six changed their lives for that very reason, because it gave them an opportunity to be a better person. And I think that's what makes people love a charity. If you're going to love one, if you can get involved in that manner. So I
Right.
suggest to everybody in their life to take part at least for 2 years, join a charity that you love, be a board member if you can, get out and volunteer and do something that's just going to be a feel good thing for you. It
Right.
makes the heart round and plump,
100%. Yeah. I love it, man.
Round and plump. You heard it here first, folks. Round and plump.
That's right. That's how we like him.
Well,
I
unless we
wanted to-
have anything else to say, what did you want to say there,
I
T
wanted
Mac?
to thank Donnie for his Brotherhood 808 order, bro. I appreciate you rocking the
I
gear
see
today.
him rocking the gear.
Looking good in it. I like it on you, and I appreciate the support. And yeah, man, if there's anything we could do for you, and you ever want to join us on the show again, holler at us, bro. It's always good having you on, man. I'm happy that everything worked out for you. Just stay eating well and stay healthy, and good luck to you, brother.
I appreciate it, guys. Are you guys following us on the Eco Pro yet?
I've been watching some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, we got our first Caribbean finals this year. We're actually going to Puerto Rico in December for the season championships, and the organization's leader, Jim Tolliver, is actually headed out in June to El Salvador to talk to the El Salvadorian government about bringing a contest there next year in 2023. So the growth has been amazing. It's been awesome. So
that's great,
really,
man.
Really cool stuff, man.
Keep working at it, man.
Yeah. I enjoy the emceeing part of it. That's my biggest role during the events, is I found my groove and doing the announcements. That's a lot of fun for me. So I get to watch all the kids from the last 5 years go from this big to this big, and their skill just goes through the roof. It's unreal. There's like 13-year-olds blowing air reverses like it's putting butter on bread. It's incredible right now.
Well, I have your contact now, man. If you don't mind, shoot me some info, shoot me some stuff. I'd love to check it out more, get into it. Shoot me some links, let me know, and everybody check it out online. And how do we look that up?
Look what up?
The Eco Pro. You just go on ecopro.com or whatever.
EcoProSurf.org, right there, all the info. Okay. We just had a website revamp done. And same thing, F6 Helping Hand, f6helpinghand.org as well. But like I said, a little bit on hiatus this year, so look for some good stuff coming up soon. We'll catch up maybe a little in the fall about what.
All right, that'd be awesome, bro. Appreciate you coming on the Matt Coast to Coast show. It's been a pleasure hanging with you, brother. Thanks for taking the time. And anything else you want to say, boys?
Thanks for tuning in, Matt Coasters.
And remember, don't forget, keep your eyes and ears out. We're going to be starting a Kickstarter to get Razzle a new computer.
Yeah.
All right, Matt Coasters.
Till next time. I'll put it in my new room when I get that.
We'll see you later.
Yeah. Thanks for showing up.
Matt Coasters. Help.
Get it.